Wow, wow, wow. Wow, wow, wow. I am I'm in shock. I don't even think you guys are going to believe it. The amount of change that has occurred in the month of March is wild. Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. For those people who are new here, my name is Gabby and my husband Mike and I are on a journey to pay off all of our consumer debt and live a easier, simple, more frugal life. One that includes things that are free and not spending so much money and time and energy on the things we can't take with us when we go, right? That's really what it's about. If you're brand new to my channel, then you don't know that every single month since we began this journey in September of last year, I have been documenting at the top of the month how we are doing, what last month looked like, and then jumping into this month, what we're expecting, and just to give myself some progress check-ins and hold myself accountable to continuing on this debt payoff journey. When I say that March was a wild ride, I mean a wild ride, okay? And I know God has something really special prepared for me. I just can't see the full picture yet, so I'm in shock and awe and full of gratitude. So without further ado, let's jump right in. Okay, so off the bat, if you watched our video from last week, you know that we sold our RV and our truck, and thereby, in the month of March, paid off $38,500 in one foul swoop. But that's not all. In total, we paid off $40,726.59. We started March 1st with $58,544.91. We, of course, paid off that $38,500 I just mentioned. And then we contributed another $2,226.59. I don't know what's with all the twos. That wasn't intentional by any means. I usually take this check-in to show you each breakdown of the loans that we still owe. After paying off the Ram 1500 and the Jayco travel trailer, we only have 3 loans left, okay? So we have loan A and loan B, which both have $4,000 each. Those are the family members that we had used to help pay the RV down so that we could sell it on consignment. We took a loss, that's okay. We just wanted to get out of that loan and stop paying on a depreciating asset that we really couldn't even use. And then aside from those 2 loans, the only thing that's left is our Capital One personal loan that we still have. That now is sitting at a balance of $9,818.32, bringing our grand total of everything we owe to $17,818.32. Just absolutely mind blown at how good God is that we were able to sell the RV and get out of it. So now that's no longer a problem, right? And that loan is gone. And we ended up able to sell our truck to Carvana for a profit of $4,500. So last month I came on and told you that we were starting to save for something important. Keep watching. In the next section, I'll let you know why we are saving and it's so important. But since we were able to sell the truck at a profit, plus we haven't bought a new vehicle yet, we had $2,000 saved last month, and we now have $5,730.48. All in all, March was a fantastic month. Okay, now here's where I need you to buckle in because things are changing rapidly. As of April 1st, I am no longer working in the corporate world. Yes, let that sink in. I'm not working a stable 9-to-5 anymore. I'm going to shoot some more content on this later. I'm still processing everything that's going on, but I want you to know that when I come back on May 1st, this payoff journey may look a lot different because we're going to be in storm mode for a little bit while I plan out my next move. But I'll just leave it with I was very burnt out, I was very unhappy, and it was time to go. And I don't want to get all choked up here. I'm really, really grateful for my season with my company. It was great. I'm not bitter or upset. I'm just relieved, ready to move on. Which obviously is going to change this journey drastically because now we have one income and we had been using my income solely to pay off this debt. Praise God that everything worked out and we were able to make this move when we were because it wasn't working for me anymore. So that's something that's going to come in the future. I won't really harp on that for too long. The second thing I wanted to review is we are probably going to stay with one vehicle for the next 6 months and kind of do an experiment and see how it goes with one car to save on the gas, save on the insurance, overall just save money. And this is the breakdown and why I think this is so vital, and I think this is going to work. Formulating my next plan, I'm going to be working from home. Let's just put it at that. Okay, so I don't need a vehicle day to day. I can save errands, groceries, hangouts, for the weekend when Mike is home and I can use the car. Or I can find a ride, right? I've made it work so far, and it's been about 2 weeks since we sold the truck. That truck payment was $424.44. The RV payment was $375.13. The drop in our auto insurance, once we removed the truck and we left it with just the Prius, was $130. So basically saving that $130 a month. And then getting rid of the RV insurance was another $120. That's a grand total of $1,049.57 that we are saving per month by not having a second vehicle. Is it making things a little bit harder? For instance, I can't go visit my friend in Boston without renting a car on Turo. Is it making it a little more difficult in the sense that my girlfriend is on spring break and she wants to meet to go for a hike this week and I can't go? Sure, right? But that convenience factor versus this physically seeing the amount I'm saving on paper, or the amount we are saving on paper, really just, it's mind-blowing, okay? And so right now we're in a place where, of course, again, I just left my job. We don't need that second vehicle yet. We're just putting it on pause, which is why we moved most of the profit from the truck directly to savings. I still have one more paycheck coming in for work because it was paid bi-monthly. So for the last portion of March, I will be paid on like April 10th. We also have a bit of a tax refund coming. So there's still some more money coming in. But overall, that's kind of where we're sitting. And maybe comment down below if you want to see a video about that. In a couple months, maybe we'll check in and let you know how it's going. We've tried it once before, but where I was at the time in Orlando, I really needed a vehicle to do like real simple things, right? Now where I'm located, I could technically walk to the library. I could walk to the coffee shop. I could even walk to a bookshop where we live in New York. It's actually really great. I could walk to the grocery store. It would take like half an hour to walk there and half an hour to walk back. But there's a ShopRite, there's an Aldi, there's even a Kohl's, like clothing store. Not that I'm shopping on clothing right now, that I could walk to from here. So it's really accessible where I live. And I know that's not the same for everybody. So of course, people might come here and comment like, well, some people can't make it work with one car. I understand if you live in a rural place where you really need to get around. But I've also seen people that live in cities who are like, I take buses, I take yada yada, and avoid that vehicle cost and the vehicle maintenance. The last thing that has really surprised me, and it only became apparent, especially yesterday. Yesterday we went to a computer center about an hour away, so Mike could finally buy this upgraded gaming computer that he's always wanted. He works hard. He deserves it. I'm really, really happy that he was able to get it. He never buys himself anything nice, really. I'm the one that splurges on myself all the time. So it was his turn. So he went with a couple of his buddies to get that computer. I rode along to go to a pizzeria that they were like, you have to try this pizza place in Yonkers. If you're wondering what it's called Frank Pepe's. Anybody who lives in the area may or may not know about it. It's really, really good. Okay, and this is coming from a daughter of a Venetian who's very picky about his pizza. I actually really enjoyed it. The sauce was not too sweet and Americanized. It was delicious. They're well known for their white clam pizza, which I tried it and it was all right. It just wasn't my cup of tea. So after we got lunch, the boys went to pick out his computer. Like they were building the computer, I guess. And I popped into Marshall's, Home Goods, and Burlington Coat Factory. I guess they dropped the Coat Factory, actually. I think it's just called Burlington now. To just browse, to window shop, right? Normally, that would cause me to spend, I would walk out with at least $150 worth of stuff. Like, no lie, no joke. That's just the average Gabby window shopping would become, oh, I could use this. Oh, I could use that. Oh, it's fine. A little bit of this, a little bit of that. Especially because Mike was buying something big. My brain is usually like, well, then you deserve something big, right? Which is such a dangerous mindset to sit in. Be aware if your partner is like doing something for themselves and then you're like, well, I must do something as well, right? To even the playing field. Like, no, that's super toxic, actually. Anyway, I was so proud of myself because I walked through TJ Maxx and I went back and forth a bit. Like, I was kind of looking for like, what do I need but not really need, And I couldn't bring myself to spend any money. I actually went to the pet section because Mike and I had talked about how we have to groom Loki, our Australian Shepherd's getting super long. And I have a grooming kit for him somewhere, but I can't find it. So I'm trying to avoid buying another one, but I poked around the pet section. I did not find a grooming kit with a shaver, but I found a toenail clipper, like a nail clipper for dogs and cats. So I held it in my hand for like 15 minutes. I went around the clothing section. I went around the kitchen section. I mean, I really shopped. And then I ended up deciding, you know what, no, I don't need this, and just put it down and walked out without buying anything. I know, I'm shocked too. Then I walked into Burlington, and I think I went downstairs with the plan of looking for the pet section. Oh no, I went to the pet section looking for a grooming kit, couldn't find one. Went downstairs because this Burlington was 2 stories. It was massive. They had a aisle for each color purse. It was crazy. And I've been thinking about getting a new wallet because I have a pretty large wallet, and I was like, I need a small one. No, you don't. You really don't, Gabby. Your wallet functions. It's not broken. It works perfectly. So leave it as it is. Anyway, I walked around Burlington and again decided like I really don't need to spend any money. I would rather save the money for my groceries. I would rather save the money for an emergency now that I am not working, right? So it could be partially because I resigned from my job. It could also be partially that I just finally am learning that I don't need it. And the past 6 months have been a lot of decluttering the apartment and selling a lot of things on Facebook Marketplace. And then getting to use the cash for groceries, which has been great. But I've reached a point where this is more important. And when I say this, I'm pointing to my notebook where it has like all the numbers laid out for me to make this check-in. Not necessarily for the video itself, but just for our lives and our peace and our serenity and just being content with what we have. Okay, that's a big thing that I've been practicing is contentment, gratitude, and wearing life like a loose garment. That has been floating through my mind the last month. Wear life like a loose garment. It's really not that serious. And consumerism has really, really messed up our generation. Our world, not really a generation. I'm millennial. I would not say we're the only ones that are prey to it by any means. Does it help that I haven't had a TikTok or an Instagram in months? Absolutely. And I will make some content on that in a couple weeks. I have plans to make a video about why I'm only producing content for YouTube and I'm not trying to cross-post on all social media. But yeah, that's some lessons learned in March, things that have happened to us, everything that's going on. It is a lot, but I am super, super, again, grateful, excited, thrilled, just hopeful for what's to come in the month of April. I know it's going to be a beautiful thing. Happy Easter to everybody celebrating. And God is good all the time. I'll see you next week.